Polo Bay today, and you can see the beautiful ocean in the background there. The beautiful ocean, Great Ocean Road, and actually just next to me is a snakeskin. It's a dead snakeskin right there. Just feels so amazing to be doing this on my own, and yeah, bucket list stuff. And I feel really empowered to be doing this trip solo. And so this is what it's like in Van Halen at night after I've been driving and walking on beaches and just discovering new areas and meeting the locals. I make dinner and have a shower, do any washing I might need to do, and then I crash out in my bed watching maybe some Netflix that I've downloaded while I've had Wi-Fi. I might do some mindful colouring in. I used to write in my diary, and I've got really, really slack at that because I've mostly been documenting my journey on social media and videos and YouTube. But you can get a bit of a feel of what it's like inside Van Halen at night. And I've got these really cool Polaroid photos of all of the beautiful friends and family that I have caught up with on my journey, and they're all stuck on top of my ceiling so I can look at them and remember all the beautiful happy memories. And yeah, here's my iPad. I've got a little table, like a picnic table I got from Kmart, so that goes over my legs and I can watch a movie at night, documentary, whatever. And that's what it's like in Van Halen at night. So I'm currently driving on the Great Ocean Road still, and I had a night in a Polo Bay, which was beautiful. It was a showgrounds reserve, $30 a night, and I met a couple of ladies from a Facebook group called Woman Caravanning and Camping Solo, which was amazing. That was just a very kind of impromptu meeting. And so one of the ladies is actually going to be meeting me at the next stop, which is just past Port Fairy. I'm on my way to the 12 Apostles now, which is definitely a bucket list for me. It's something incredible, and I again feel just so honoured and so empowered to be doing this as a solo traveller. You know, I was talking about my partnership with the other Dream Guard that I was performing on stage with, and we were together for 7 years and going into schools and empowering kids to stand up to bullying in a positive way using my peace tools, which were born in a peaceful meditation. And it's an acronym which represents peace, and I'll probably put a bit of a outline of what those peace tools represent. So on January the 1st, 2020, we split, and it was an incredibly traumatic experience. We were actually staying with friends on the sunny coast, and my partner became very abusive after drinking too much alcohol, and it went on for many hours, and then the kind of strange behaviour continued for weeks after, and I had to protect my daughter and myself from any potential kind of escalating situation. So I was really devastated because I loved him and we were making a huge impact on lives. I remember a couple of really amazing memories of our time together doing the Dream Guard show, and one we were performing at Coomba High School to a group of middle school students. I think there were 750 students, and I remember sharing my story on the stage and as one of our presentations, and that night when I got home I got a message on Instagram from a teenage girl who sent me a message and said, thank you for sharing your story today, you knocked some sense into my world. I was suicidal. And wow, talk about having a purpose, and that had an incredible impact on my life. I remember another time we went to the Children's Hospital, which we did quite often, and this particular time was for the River Fire event. I think it's River Fire, River Life, something like that. Anyway, we were in the cancer ward, and I remember feeling quite intimidated because Michael and I had to separate and entertain the children separately in the wards, and so I thought, what am I going to do to entertain these children? What skills do I have? What can I do? And I remember we couldn't have balloons in there because some children are allergic to balloons. And I was thinking, well, Michael's a magician, he's got all these magic tricks and so forth, what am I going to do? Anyway, I brought my rainbow fans, and I remember walking into a patient's room, and the little girl was connected to her IV drip stand. She was just standing in her room, and her mother was on the bed. And I remember walking into her room with waving these rainbow fans, like they were just like this beautiful waterfall of rainbow colours. And I was sort of dancing around in the room, and she came up to the fabric, the silk fabric, and just pressed her face against this fabric and moved back and forth with it. And I was completely mesmerized by this experience. She was just so hypnotized by this movement of color, and she was just so present in the moment. And after a few minutes of doing this, she sort of stepped away, and I turned to look at the mother as I was about to leave, and the mother just had these prayer hands, and tears were just flowing down her face as she just said thank you. And I walked out of that room, and I was never the same again. I had tears welling up in my eyes, and it was a moment where I thought, wow, what impact am I going to have on someone's life? And just to have such a simple, no words, just this beautiful fan and this beautiful moment together was incredibly profound. So after my marriage ended, January the 20th, COVID hit, and I had my daughter in year 12, and for the second term of that year I was homeschooling her with no income whatsoever. All the events were stopped. I couldn't go into schools. I'd written a new show, a solo show called The Resilient Rockstar Show. And so I ended up getting online, and I thought there was this really weird message that came to me one day. I thought, what am I going to do to earn money? You know, I need to support my daughter, I've got to pay rent. And this message was downloaded to me: give, give, give. And I thought, well, how can I give? What can I do? What are my skills? I thought, okay, well, I just launched my children's books at the end of November 2019, just literally 2 months before my marriage ended. And I thought, and I had started sort of reading stories to children, and I thought, okay, that's one thing I could do. And then also I'm a PT, and I thought maybe I can do some online workouts. So I started these happy home workouts for families that were sitting at home, sedentary lifestyle, you know, eating too much, drinking alcohol, watching Netflix, and lost in sort of lockdowns across Australia. And I got up each morning and did a happy home workout and encouraged everyone to wear their happy socks. I was in my rainbow socks from my Dream Guards costume, and I had people get up and do that. And from that I had a couple of clients. One was a radio DJ, and a couple of dentists and orthodontics that decided that they were wanting one-on-one workouts in their home. So that became my sort of Zoom workout little online business. And then I started reading stories with our rescue dog, who is actually the star of my children's books, the Adventures of Jessie and Rocky Rockstar, which are about my daughter and our rescue dog, and the adorable lessons that he teaches her about kindness and compassion. And so I was reading these books, and then I was reading other books like We're Going on a Bear Hunt and The Very Hungry Caterpillar to children in the afternoon online, so that it would give parents a respite from homeschooling and give them a break so that they could get on a Zoom meeting and do their work that they needed to do remotely while in lockdown. And then from that, Channel 7 News contacted me and did an interview because of what I was doing to help the community during the COVID lockdown. So that was how I kind of survived for those for that period, and then I started to promote myself as the Resilient Rockstar, which is a very similar show to the Dream Guards, but it's a solo act, and it's high energy, interactive, with some balloons, a little bit of magic, exercise and music, and reading my stories, my published books, Puppy Rescue and Tiger. So I will continue on my story, which will be what led me to where I am now, living in a van.